Okay, Revelation 13, chapter 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads, okay, 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. Now let me break this down. The heads, in biblical terms, represent the center of thinking. Okay? That's what it represents. The 7 heads here had the name of blasphemy in it. So we know these 7 heads have one desire to commit blasphemy against God. So it's like self-explanatory. You don't have to go way off into some think to figure this out, because a lot of times the information is self-explanatory. You just got to read the next chapter or the next verse. The horns symbolize power and might. So whenever you see horns, we're talking about a person in power or a mighty person. Okay, that's the allegory perspective of it, and the metaphors and all that. The crowns always symbolize high status and authority. Okay, when we see a crown placed on Jesus, now a crown of thorns was placed on Jesus at the cross, but that was in a statement of humiliation. It was humiliating him, but they still put a crown on him. He still had a crown even during humiliation, Now, when he's crowned later on in the book of Revelation, he's crowned over everybody, meaning King of Kings, King of all kings, and Lord of all lords, Every king on this planet is beneath King Jesus. Name above all names. All right, those are the 3 things that we need to take from that verse. So, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth was as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Now, first of all, the first beast is a one-world political system. That's all it is. Okay? Now, you can look up the various animals to see what they represented in past tense history, and I think a lot of people take that and they take it too far. That's how they end up with the Roman Empire and, this empire and that empire and that empire. When if you simplify the whole thing, meaning it's a one-world political system. Now, the deadly wound is this. If we go back to Genesis 3, verse 15, it said, the offspring of the woman will wound thy head, and the offspring of the serpent will wound thy heel. So basically, this verse is taking us to a past confrontation that Jesus and Satan had before. Okay? Now, these are what the commentary says, and I have no reason to disagree with the commentaries, because, it says like it makes sense. And that's why I always tell people there's nothing wrong with reading commentaries. You don't have to believe everything they say, but it'll give you another set of eyes on it. It'll open up a window that you might not have thought about. So we know that this deadly wound, in my opinion, is connected to the wounding of the beast, the death blow that Jesus delivered on Satan and his deceptive empire. Okay. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who is able to make war with him? This is the one-world political system that we're talking about right now. Right now, if you pay attention to what's going on in the world, they are moving towards a one-world currency. Okay? So this is happening in front of your face. They're slowly but surely trying to give the United Nations absolute power. Okay? All right? So if you start Googling stuff about the United Nations, and they're slowly but surely trying to get all this power, which the United Nations represents what? One world. It's all the countries coming together on one flag so they can make a decision for the good of humanity.